Can you just first go through some returners from last year?
Yeah, so we have Shea Carter returning, reigning GMAC Player of the Year. Macy Sales is coming back. She was a first team all conference kid for us, and they've looked really good coming back. They're in phenomenal shape, so that's been exciting to see. Alyssa Dean has really improved over the summer. She's looking to be our starting point guard, which is exciting. She's playing really good basketball and just more and more comfortable off of her knee, so that's been nice to see. We have Megan Ball, Lexi Scarton, Kimmy Bork coming back for us. They're really just been growing as players, so that's been nice as a coach. And just Kimmy with her leadership on the floor, and then Lexi's ball handling continues to get better, and her shooting's getting better, and she's just growing. I mean, these are all upperclassmen, so it's been nice to kind of see them grow and just watch them develop as players. Peyton Pooler is also a senior for us, and she's looked really good coming back. Majestic Sales has really adapted to the speed of the game. She's one of our really skilled post players. And then Abby Hickey is one of our players who she actually redshirted last year. She was a freshman, so she didn't play any minutes for us last year, but she's looking really good. She's shooting the ball exceptionally well. So we're really excited about our returning group.
I know you're bringing in some powerful youngsters and Morgan McMillan as a transfer. Can you kind of tell us about who you're bringing in and what needs that they may fill for you?
Yes, so I mean, it's been nice, and it's definitely a tribute to our current players, getting the program to the level that they have to be able to get these kind of recruits that we're able to bring in now. So we've been excited, but yeah, the 4 freshmen, Jamie's still coming off an injury, so she's continuing to work really hard in rehab and getting back on the court and feeling confident again, and she's been doing great. And then we have Jay Rogers is just so talented. So she's learning the speed of the game, but she's really been overwhelmingly surprising in just the way she's learned our offense so quickly. I didn't know that she would be able to pick up things so quickly. So that's been exciting for us. Samia is from Baltimore, and she is just so athletic, most athletic kid on the team, and so we're really excited about her for the future. And then we have Kayla, our local Kayla Gibson from Louisville, who probably the hardest worker out there, just comes in every day with a willingness to be coachable and work hard. And then Morgan, it's nice to add an upperclassman, a transfer, and she shoots the ball so well, but she's also capable of point guard. She can drive it to the rim, and she's a terrific passer. So we're excited about all of them. They've all just really caught on to things quickly and just mesh very well with our returning players. So it's been exciting to see.
Let's talk about the program in a general sense. Like, what are some of the foundations of the program that you try to instill in your players and make sure they're foundations of the program?
Yeah, so I think something really important to me as a coach is teaching them how to play the game of basketball. Why are you doing the things you do? So we spend a lot of time reading screens, learning, if somebody chases us, we're curling. If somebody goes under, we're popping it back, and really trying to help them understand the game of basketball so that we're not running plays where they're just running spot to spot to spot and not understanding why. So that's really important to us, and probably the most important thing has been working hard. And a lot of it, sometimes you don't even realize you're not working hard, it's just different from going to high school to college. And so just taking the time to really teach them and show them on film and making them understand what they're capable of, because sometimes kids don't even know what they're actually capable of until they see it.
And as a recruiting aspect, I know a lot of kids are looking to be recruited into a Division II, Division I school, what have you. As a coach, when you're out recruiting, what are some of the things that you're looking for a future Walsh Cavalier?
Yeah, so I think this happens a lot. And I'm glad you asked me that, because I feel like a lot of high school players, when you go to watch them or a coach comes to watch them, their first thought is, I have to score so many points. I have to get all these shots up. And it's really the opposite for me. I mean, I want to know that you can shoot it and you're a capable scorer, but are you doing the little things? How's your body language when your coach is talking to you, when your teammates are talking to you? How do you handle adversity when things aren't going your way? Do you put your head down? Do you pout? Or do you make other plays to make yourself important on the floor? And then we like to recruit what we consider high character kids. So are you doing your classwork? Are you doing it in the classroom? That's important. We really take the time to get to know them in the recruiting process. So bring them on a visit, meet them, meet their family, like just making sure we're bringing good kids into the program.
Let's go back a couple of years. Obviously, you played at Florida Gulf Coast. You
Yes,
coached.
I like that you said that's a couple years ago.
It's a couple. You were coached as an assistant under Bob Bolden down at OU. You had a lot of great experiences down there. First of all, what are kind of the differences between Division I and Division II? And then what kind of made you want to explore being a head coach on your own?
So the difference is, I have this conversation a lot because people, they think there's a big difference between D1 and D2, but the level, we do the same stuff that a Division I's doing. Obviously, I've coached in Division I. We're having the same type of practices. These practices are no different than the practices I was helping run at Ohio, Youngstown State, Florida Gulf Coast. We have a full-time strength and conditioning coach, so we're in the weight room the same way that Division I's are. And then a lot of players on our team and a lot of these high-level Division II teams all have players that can play at the Division I level, and I don't think people really understand that. I would say the biggest difference is just gear. You're going to get more gear if you go Division I. You're going to maybe travel a little nicer if you go Division I, but that's probably the only difference I ever see between the two. And what was your other question?
So what made you kind of want to take your own path and
Oh,
coach?
I just always, for whatever reason, I just always had a dream of having my own program. As much as I loved working for Bob and Carl, you still have your own ideas that you want to try out on your own and see if those work. And so I was always planning on trying to be a Division I or a Division II head coach. And then it just worked out that I felt like the time was right and the place was right. I heard so much about Walsh when working with Carl and Bob was an All-American here, and they had nothing but good things to say about it. So when the job opened up, I was really excited for the opportunity to try to be a head coach here.
And what kind of drew you towards Walsh, number one, and then when you got here, did it meet your expectations, or where did it fall there?
Yeah, so like I said, just hearing good things, and everyone in the state of Ohio, I don't think anyone's had a bad experience with Walsh, but just being here, I love the community of Walsh, the family feeling, knowing the president comes to our games, sits on our bench, cheers, just that smaller family feel, and it's definitely exceeded my expectations. I've loved it here. I plan to be here for a long, long, long time. My husband is from the area, and we plan to raise our family here. So I've been really blessed in the sense that I get to coach at a place I love.
So besides basketball and obviously playing on your team and under your watchful eye, how do you kind of get kids to get interested in Walsh, and what's kind of the selling point for you as a recruiter outside of basketball?
I think, our success rate once we've had kids on campus has been really high, just them walking around and seeing what I was just explaining to you. It's a beautiful campus, just meeting people, learning more about the school. And I'm not gonna lie, we use basketball to our advantage. Saying that we're competing for the highest level of Division II and trying to win that national championship, I think that's appealing to people, so that's a part of it. But I think people getting to know me and my staff is terrific. Jessica, Johnny, Destiny, they're just really good people. I think they help sell the program, so just as much as the campus does. So we've kind of used that to our advantage too.
Can you kind of go back through this? You're starting your 5th year, correct?
Yes.
So let's go through your 4 years just briefly.
Okay.
You were left with a solid team. Not a championship caliber team, but you weren't starting from the bottom. Can you just kind of go through those 4 years and tell us how you've gone from year 1 to now in year 5 competing quite literally for a national championship?
Right, okay, yeah. So year 1 was a little unique in the sense where I started the end of September. Most of the time the coaches, when you get a new job, you'll start in the spring, so you'll have time to kind of get to know your players, put in your offense, put in your defense. So it was a little unique in that situation. I do think that ended up kind of slowing us down a little bit, but like you said, there were good players already here. we got into the playoffs that year in the GLIAC, but probably didn't do as well as obviously I would have hoped for, or they would have hoped for. And really it's just been a learning curve for me too. I can tell you I'm a way better coach today than I was my first year, just building my confidence and understanding doing things different ways and just learning your own way of doing things, right? It's like, I'm not Bubble and I'm not Carl, I'm Kate Bruce, so I have to do things my own way and be my own person. So it was definitely a learning curve. And then my second season, we ended second. That was our first year in the GMAC. So we ended up finishing second. I think we won 21 games. And then third year, ended up winning 25 games and first, and then last year was my fourth season. We were able to win first, and just continuing to bring in the recruits that fit our system. That's been really helpful and fit our culture. I have to give a lot of credit to our senior class, so Kimmy Bork, Macy Sales, and Peyton Pooler, because they came into a program that they had to help change the culture, not only use their talent, and it's just been so fun to watch them grow too, as from when they were freshmen to being seniors, and just their leadership. So I mean, I owe a lot of our success to them helping this program grow in the right direction.
Last year you played Ashland early in the season. I believe that was your only loss, is that right?
We had 2 losses.
Okay, 2 losses.
Yeah, we lost 2 early. So.
Well, in the Ashland game, I mean, I was there, so I seen the entire game. You guys got down kind of big, 18-20 maybe.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you guys kept fighting and you came back, and I think you lost by 8, and you made it a real game. How did that game help you guys realize that, you know, we can compete, and did that game help propel you guys, or?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Ashland's such a good program, a great program. I mean, they've won national championships. They have really good players and a great coach. So playing in that game and seeing them play at that level, and I think it took us a while to realize we could play with them. You know, there's always that beginning, because we've lost to them in the past. It's like, can we play with this team? And then I think we finally felt comfortable and realized, yeah, we can play with this team. So it was exciting to see that with the girls, and I think the best part of that game for me as a coach is that we didn't quit, right? Like, you could easily get down 18-20 and be like, it's not our day, we'll make some excuses. But they didn't give up, and they kept fighting, and they fought back. And you know, obviously there's no such thing as a moral victory to me, but we definitely learned from that game, and I think that helped us throughout the season, and we continue to get better and better last season.
And going into this year, you guys are a heavy favorite for the league. A lot of people feel like you're definitely a contender for the national championship. I've seen some publications that have you guys top 5. You know, how are you guys handling those new lofty expectations, and I mean, how are you guys trying to feel your way through that? Yeah,
so I think we all have an understanding that as much as we're honored that we were picked preseason number 1, it's preseason polls mean nothing, and we haven't won a game. And you know, we were really successful last year, but this is actually a different team. Like, there's some returning players, but it's a different team. So I don't think we've really let that get into our mind, like, oh, we're just gonna win. I think we realize that we have the ability to be great, but we're not great yet. We have a lot that we have to continue to work on and get better at and practice. And you know, quarantine or COVID has slowed a lot of people up. We're not unique, but it has slowed us down in our practices. I mean, I think they were out. We didn't get everybody cleared for like a 21-day stretch. So just understanding that we want to get there, but we're not there yet. And I think the girls understand that, and they've been very coachable. So it's been nice to see.
And, you know, me being from the area, Starr County, and you have several kids on your team from the area. Can you just kind of speak about the talent in the area and how important the kids that you've gotten from this area have been to your success?
Yeah, I mean, Northeastern basketball in Ohio is tremendous, the whole state of Ohio, but we try to recruit mostly Ohio just because of the talent level's just so good. The local high schools, I love going and watching the games because the competition is just phenomenal. And yeah, we plan to recruit this area as much as we possibly can, try to keep people home. It helps our fan base as well. So yeah, this is great basketball. This is a great spot to be. I'm in the perfect location.
What is a game night? I've been here, but for people that haven't been here during game night, it is an exciting environment. Can you kind of tell us why that's exciting for you guys and how that helps you guys?
Yeah, so I mean, especially the better we've gotten, obviously it's been nice to see more and more fans as we've been here. There's always a great crowd base for when we play Malone. That's a great rivalry, and that's always an exciting time to be here. But yeah, I mean, we've hosted the GMAC tournament the last 2 years, and it's just been such a great atmosphere. I mean, I think somebody got kicked out because they had a cowbell at one point, so it's been really fun, and the fans really help us. The players love having the fans here and just supporting us, so it's been really nice.
Okay, last thing.
Okay.
Give me one key to the season that's definitely something that you guys are focused on, and if you're gonna reach your goals, you're gonna have to execute well.
That's such an easy question. Defense.
I like defense.
Yes, we need to play it. I think we'll be able to score, but we definitely want to play both ends of the floor, and if we can play both ends of the floor, we're going to be a really, really hard team to beat.